Turf today. Get up and brush off the dew on that. Turf today. Turf today. Turf today. Cut it and roll that dew on that. Turf today. Turf today. Turf today. Set up, they about to come through on that. Turf today. Turf today. Turf today. Get up. Turf today. Get up. Turf today. Let's get out the way. Here comes first play. Let's maintain that turf today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This episode of Turf Today is brought to you by the Toro Company and their complete lineup of irrigation solutions built for golf course superintendents. With systems like the Toro Lynx Central Control System, Toro gives you the ability to dial in water exactly where you need it, whether you're managing greens, fairways, or rough. From real-time monitoring to quick adjustments during changing weather, Lynx helps you stay ahead of conditions and keep surfaces consistent for golfers. At the end of the day, it's about healthier turf, smarter water use, and more control from your office or from your phone. To learn more about Toro Irrigation Solutions, visit toro.com or talk to your local distributor. Toro, count on it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Turf Today, recorded on the Superintendent Network and brought to you by Toro. My name is Adam Kershane, joined by Brian Laurent, and another good one for you guys today. We are jumping into something a little bit different, but that pertains to our industry. This is a story that you've probably heard about online at some point, maybe a YouTube video or a Instagram video, because there's been a lot of that. He's seen a lot of exposure. So we are very, very excited today to bring on Tye Nichols from Fairway Fields. This should be a really good one. But before we dive in with Tye, let's talk to Brian. What's going on, buddy?
Gearing up, conference and show. So it's hard to believe. Right around the corner. So just fine tuning, and I shouldn't even say fine tuning, scrambling to make sure I get everything that I need to get done. So we got the rest of today, and then lacrosse all weekend, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in Texas.
Ooh.
Monday in the office, and then start heading down to Orlando.
Nice.
So not much time left.
Gearing up for sure. A lot going on.
Yeah, lots going on. It's going to be a busy conference, but obviously a lot of fun. So it's always a highlight of the year, getting to see everybody, and it's worth every ounce of lost sleep and hangovers and all the things, right?
All the things. Yeah. No, for sure. It's a big one. And it's wild that it's right after Christmas, because everybody kind of gets excited, starts making plans, and then everybody shuts down, and then they come back and they're like, oh yeah, it's a couple weeks away. Like, let's get things going.
It's freaking nuts, man. It is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
So,
and then it's a tough one every year. My wife's like, so the trip's coming up. You're going to be gone for a week. And you're like, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yearly trip. Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah. I'll send you pictures in the warm sunshine of, Orlando, Florida.
Yeah. The rule is no beaches. I can't send any pictures from beaches. Anywhere else is cool. So
it's a good thing we're in Orlando. Then you're safe.
Yeah. She'll get some pictures.
San Diego again.
Well, should be getting some shots. Yeah. No, we'll take some pictures when we're in the bunkers, because we'll probably be in a few. We'll take some pictures for her.
Bring your beach chair.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to a lot of it this year. Like, just seeing a bunch of different people, getting to play some golf. Being in the trade show is going to be a gong show, but the 100th anniversary, it's going to be a big celebration. Everybody's kind of ramping up. So I think it's going to be a fun few days down there. And I've reached out to a few different people from school, from years ago, they're going down. So I'm really excited to see a whole bunch of different people this year.
Orlando's usually a big one too, especially for guys on the East Coast. It's obviously extremely easy to get to. May not be as many coming in from obviously the West Coast, but for for us that are kind of East Coasters, even though you're up in Canada, it's always a huge draw. I know a ton of guys from Ohio and again, all over the Southeast, East Coast, whatever. I mean, it's a big turnout. And again, like you said, being the 100th anniversary, going to be some big celebrations. Looking forward to the big celebration event on Tuesday night. Should be hanging around there at the Toro party at Old Red, Blake Shelton's country bar down there. So that'll be fun to be a part of that. So yeah, just excited to see everything that's going on, and I'm sure the trade show floor continues to grow a little bit. So yeah, we'll be good to get down there and see things and see what's going on in the industry and catch up with all of our buddies.
All the boys and girls, everyone's going to be down there.
Boys and girls.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts.
I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I've had to do this before. I'm terrible with people sometimes. So if you come up to me and you expect me to remember who you are, I am so sorry. It's going to happen. It happened last time.
Happens
So just
every year.
every year. So yeah, just a handshake and a name sometimes, and we'll get the relationship right back where it was. But I'm terrible with that stuff sometimes. I talk to so many people, on the computer and online and stuff. It gets mixed up sometimes. So
yeah, you never feel worse about it, right? I mean, it never gets any better. It never gets better. It's just I'm the same way. I say that all the time. Like I'm sure I've met you somewhere along the way between all the tournaments and visits and all that, but just
remind me.
It just happens. Just remind me. It's rough.
It is.
That'll be fun getting down there for the tournament and all the activities surrounding the tournament. Already been talking to a bunch of guys that are playing in the event. Might have some side wagers going on. So yeah, we'll see. We'll especially Gourlay. We got to get in Gourlay's pocket. That's the one. I don't think I've been able to get into his pocket. Oh no, I did. Dad and I got into his pocket, I think, one year because his dad no-showed him for the practice round. So
tough.
So we took him to the woodshed there. But
does he pay in American or Canadian?
It's a great question.
Whatever he's got on him, I guess.
Awesome. Yeah, no, he pays in Labatt Blue.
Oh, beautiful. So we're switching things up a little bit this week, talking to somebody who's been a little bit interesting in our industry, or maybe the full golf industry in the past year or so. Tye Nichols, who I know you follow on Instagram, and he's had a little bit of a run this year. And we asked him if he wanted to come on and tell his story, and he was very excited about that. So yeah, I'm excited to talk to Tye here. It's I'm just blown away at how quickly this thing has taken off for him. So excited to chat. Perfect timing. There he is. What's going on, Tye?
Hey. How's it going, guys?
Hey, Tye, how are you, sir?
Good. Getting through the winter up here.
I was gonna say, you covered in snow over there or what?
Yeah. It's actually been kind of a weak winter. When it's cold, you want to have snow. But
yeah. Well, for you though, I mean, if it's just cold and no snow, that might mean you can get out there and get some more stuff done, though, at least, right?
Yes, that would be good.
Yeah, as long as you've got the Carhartts and everything, you're good to go.
Yeah, muck boots are the official footwear up here in the wintertime and springtime, because we have the fourth or the fifth season, which is mud season up here.
Wow.
And, yeah, that's coming.
So tell us a little bit about where you are. The city's called New Sharon.
That's funny that you called it a city. It's a city of 500 people.
Small town of New Sharon.
Yeah, just small town, Maine, New Sharon. A lot of towns up here are just named after old places in England and country names or whatever. But yeah, small town up here. Really, we're kind of we're 30 minutes away from the capital of Maine, which is Augusta, also pretty small place. Hour and a half away from really the only city in Maine, which is Portland. So yeah, it's where I grew up, and I grew up 10 minutes down the road from little 9-hole golf course called Sandy River Golf Course. And it's been closed down for the past 10 years.
So then what's your background? What were you doing before you decided to leap into golf course ownership?
Yeah, so since I've been 19, I've been working for a couple companies, one called Origin, which is the sweatshirt that I'm wearing, and another called Jocko Fuel, which is supplement protein energy drink company from a guy named Jocko Willink, who's a former Navy SEAL. And I've been doing
Badass.
marketing.
I've seen some of that guy's content. He's awesome, man.
Nice. Yeah,
He'll
man.
push you.
We actually just got off a meeting. So, but yeah. So that's what I've been doing marketing for those guys. Started the company. I think when I joined, I was the seventh employee at the company. It started here in town, and now it's two separate companies, over 500 people across the whole thing, and really got to see somebody take a brand from nothing to something now. I don't know if you guys saw, but the new Origin claim to fame is that Maduro was pictured in when he was getting off the planes and the DEA agents were walking him off. He was someone put him in an Origin shirt, and that went.
That'll do it.
So the Origin brand, the Origin company, and the Jocko company, are they separate brands? Are they kind of tied together at all?
Yeah, so it was tied together.
Okay.
For quite a while, for a few years, and then I went out to California to set up a media team a little bit closer to where Jocko is. He's down in San Diego, and we split the media teams, and everything kind of really started officially splitting a couple years ago. But it's all the same owners, all the same people running it, just a couple different teams.
Man, you guys couldn't get further away.
Literally. Could not go further away in the continental US.
That's a heck of a travel day if you're going out to see him in San Diego, huh?
Yeah. Luckily, we have the team set up out there now, so not much travel for me right now. But yes,
So how'd you get tied in with Jocko then and that company?
the founder of Origin is Pete Roberts, and he's from New Sharon. Also, he's probably 20 years older than me. But going to college, knew I really wasn't supposed to be in college, skipping class and doing all that. Just not
Doing the
a good
college
student.
things. Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, not a good student at all. And I knew I wanted to be around an entrepreneur, and I did it a couple times with people that I knew in different industries, and I really wanted to find someone that was growing a brand. And he was growing this, pretty small jujitsu brand. It started in jujitsu, out in Farmington, and I kind of knocked on his door and told him I'd work for free, and did that for a little while. And kind of in that first year, Jocko was on a live stream and was being asked where to buy jujitsu gis, and he said there's an American-made company in Maine. If anyone knows, has a contact, put us in touch, and that's how they got in touch. And yeah, then we started Jocko Fuel and been growing it since.
Dang.
That's amazing. What a story.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
fun.
you get off that meeting with him, just a little bit ago, and now are you like completely re-energized?
Yeah,
Is he giving like the big
jacked up.
pep talks and stuff?
Yeah, so it was a company meeting, and
Okay.
but he always has a good closeout to fire you up for going into next week or into the weekend. And yeah, it was a good one today.
I need
That's so
to
cool.
change my morning alarm on my A word. I can't say it because it'll go off. But I love that video where he's like, oh, you're waking up and you're feeling this. And, I've got some advice for you. Get the F up.
Yeah.
I got to change my alarm to that. That's what goes off in my head every morning. So I love it.
Yeah, it's in the back of my head about 24/7.
It's always
Yeah.
going, eh?
I would imagine so.
Yep.
Oh man. So you're a busy guy, but it must give you a little bit of time to kind of work on your own brand. You mentioned the course that shut down for a while in your hometown. So tell us about the venture, kind of where you got started and where it is today.
Yeah, yeah. Coming back, I came back from California because I had a baby and wanted to be closer to family. And I knew I was going to be working from home and really just wanted something to work on outside of Origin and Jocko Fuel. And really what was in my mind was, Airbnb, short-term rental, I knew I wanted something unique, not just something standard cookie cutter. And so I was looking at the big tourist places in Maine, which is like Bar Harbor, Acadia area, some of the coastal places. And there was some stuff down there, but I was just driving by the golf course that's just been just literally untouched for 10 years, and it just has a sign on the side of the pro shop says for sale by owner. I was like, golf course would be pretty unique to be able to offer. And I was like, if we can get people to come visit, it's actually in Chesterville, Maine, which is even smaller. If we can get people to come there, then we can probably get people to come to, other parts of the state too. And yeah, I called the guy. He gave me a price, and I told my parents about it. And my mom flips houses in town, and she told me that my dad were actually just talking about buying the golf course too. And I was like, all right,
No
perfect.
way.
Let's do it together. And so yeah, we ended up buying it together, 50-50 on the land. And so in business now with my parents, which is really cool after being away for a little while. Um, and even, while we were buying it, we still didn't, we were just like, let's just buy it and then we're going to figure out exactly what we're going to do. I knew I wanted to bring some sort of golf element back to it. I just didn't know exactly how much we wanted to restore all 9 holes or what we wanted to do. Um, and I started posting videos, and I started getting a lot of traction in the golf world. I'm like, okay, I guess this is the route we're going. We're gonna do a golf course here. So
Now you're a golf guy.
Yeah. Now he's in the golf industry.
yeah, I probably started playing, a little bit a couple years ago. Last year, maybe got out like 10 times or so. Um, so yeah, I'm very new to golf. I'm terrible at golf. You know, I think like most people when they for a couple years in or whatever, couple summers in. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this next summer because you know, last summer was chopping down 10 years of overgrowth and figuring out what we wanted to do and getting all the junk off of the property. And then by the end of the season, getting the driving range and the simulator open just to get people back using it again. And next summer is going to be all about, course renovation. So
So what's the plan? I mean, how are you bringing the golf course back to life? I'm going through your page, and the condition of the course obviously being abandoned for 10 years. It's not a golf course anymore. So
right.
how are you bringing this thing back to life?
I have a guy now that I traded. His name's Jim. I traded some equipment from the garage that came with the course, and he takes care of a bunch of courses, and he's got does like has like the chemical licenses and stuff. So he's gonna help me out with some of that stuff, and then just kind of general advice. Um, but yeah, so I mean, for next summer, I'd like to get 4 greens, 4 fairways done, and then we'll see how that goes. Um, and I'm gonna start with dethatching like crazy. Getting the irrigation all hooked up. We're right on a river, so the it's all still there. It's all good. We just need to test and learn and see where things are broken, where they're not.
It'll be a
But yeah,
fun day. Turn that
yeah,
system on and see what happens.
yeah,
Got to do it though.
for sure. I mean, I mean, the good thing is we have water right there. The river runs
That's
right on the
huge.
property. So that's one thing I'm not super worried about, even if, I have to run sprinkler hoses all over the place and pick them up at nighttime, like whatever. It's not gonna be a big deal. And yeah, I mean, probably gonna take the same greens locations that where they used to be, which you can tell just from the difference in growth. It's like it was pretty funny when you would look at it when it was all overgrown. It was just regular overgrown grass in most of it, and then you could just clearly see where it's like a perfect circle of that was a green right there, and it was just some sort of different overgrowth that for some reason grew there and not elsewhere. Um, so yeah, we'll probably, get those dug out and try to do it the right way. I'm watching YouTube videos on probably won't be a full USDA spec, green, but try to get it as close as we can. And I think there's some sod farms in New England that that grow the grass that we need. So probably bring those in and just try and learn, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was going to ask, what you're thinking about, if you're going to just go kind of native push up greens, if you're going to do some sort of greens mix and then, seed or sod. So it sounds like you're kind of thinking of like some sort of base and then some bent grass sod.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, the greens that were there, I mean, it was actually, I know it's just a small 9-hole course, but it was really well maintained.
Yeah.
And I'm in contact with the owner. He lives in Florida, the previous owner. So, the guy who ran it for 30 years, um, he sold it, to a guy locally, ran it for about 4 or 5 years and decided he didn't want to do it anymore. Um, and we bought it from them. So I got in contact with the guy who ran it for 30 years, and he he's like 91 years old, lives down in Florida, and he's all excited that somebody's doing something with it, and he's giving us advice and telling us about where the drainage runs off, and but yeah, get a good base down, probably rip it all up. And I from what I'm told, 007 bent grass.
Double O
Um,
seven. Yep.
yeah, 007 bent grass is the way to go up here. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. I did seed our practice green um last year, which I made a video about, and we'll
Yep.
see we'll see how that turns out this spring, and possibly if that turns out better than I kind of expected to, then we'll just reseed and go from there. But it's a rough plan. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, a lot of projects out there, but that's exactly what you want. It's something that you can just keep working at and keep improving. Talk to us about when you guys first took over the property. I couldn't imagine, you first get there and you're looking at everything. Was there anything that was kind of crazy about the property or any equipment that they left behind where you're like, "Oh my gosh, look at this thing."
Yeah, the equipment was a really cool part that they left, Probably all 90s era fairway mowers. There's 3 fairway mowers that came with it, 2 Toros and a John Deere. Um, everything that you would need to run a golf course came with the place. They didn't take anything. None of it ran, obviously. It's been sitting in the garage for 10 years, so found a guy that lives down the road that is very mechanically inclined, and he could come down and I mean, he got everything started, like, within a couple days of us asking him to do it. I tried for a little while myself until just giving up to somebody who knows what they're actually doing. I played there. Probably the first time I ever played golf was when I was maybe 11 or 12 and played there. Um, so it was cool just, finding all the old sprinkler heads, and just remembering where the tee boxes were, where the greens were. I mean, it was actually so abandoned. Like, people would say, like, was it abandoned or did they just sell it? And I was like, well, when we chopped down, all finally got, it uh all the grass cut down. I was just kind of walking over one of the greens, and I realized that they left the cups still in the
Oh
greens.
my
They
gosh.
really walked away.
Just literally walked away.
They literally walked away from it, and then I just left that cup in there and just put a flag in it. So, but um, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more we got to find too.
Oh yeah, once you guys start digging and start going through areas, there's going to be some stuff out there. That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
We are back with another Ask the Agronomist segment featuring PhD agronomist Tony Goldsby from the Andersons. Our question today comes in from Louis Ambrose. What is the hardest disease or stress to diagnose early and why?
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Adam, for having me on the show this week, and thanks again for all the end user questions you guys keep sending in. And Louis, a great question this week on what's hardest to diagnose early. And from my perspective, I think we had a similar question a few episodes back, but probably a similar type of answer, right? Is really anything that's in that abiotic stress family. And when you look at what most pathology labs typically actually end up seeing in a year, a lot of those problems, over half of them, are indeed just abiotic stresses, right? Not actual diseases out there. And I think they're really tough to get on early because a lot of times they can masquerade as other issues like turf diseases. So whether you're talking about, abiotic stresses like heat stress, compaction, moisture imbalance, they might start very similar to a fungal disease. And the fact that, the turf thins out a little bit, it starts to discolor, your growth slows, and many of those factors might kind of have you thinking, okay, there's a disease, especially if some of those factors are out there. But again, remember, especially with fungal diseases, they typically tend to kind of have a pattern to them, and they always follow those three principles of the disease triangle, right? And if you're not having any one of those factors of the disease triangle, you got to really start to tip your hat to abiotic stress of some kind. And really, abiotic's a little different, and typically it's kind of subtle at first. You don't necessarily see kind of the marginal patch type symptoms and things like that. And it might be a little different across the microenvironment or even a little area on the course or lawn that you're dealing with. And then really a lot more typically kind of tied to weather patterns. So again, can easily be, confused with the environmental side of the triangle, right? So if you've got really humid days, you might think, hey, that's a factor, and it certainly could be, but also, things just like, hey, not happy roots, right? Because I'm in a lot of water, can certainly give some of those same types of indications, but it indeed is just an abiotic type issue that you're seeing in the field. So, um, you know, the best early diagnostic tools, especially for abiotic, are not any type of product or anything that you can do specifically. It's kind of knowing your site history and how the turf responds in that area and the kind of issues you see throughout a year. Trying to match that up with the known weather trends, like we just talked about, whether you've seen a lot of rain, it's been really soggy, or maybe on the other hand, it's been really dry. And then root health, right? I think a lot of times it's easy to kind of like a jump immediately to some sort of stress issue. But again, if you've got really healthy looking roots, I would probably tend to think that you're probably still in a pretty good spot. And maybe it is more on the disease side of the coin, if you will. So always be willing to ask yourself, is this, really a disease? And I think that comes back to the three parts of the disease triangle, and that's going to help you decide. And if not, then again, probably sliding over into that abiotic and trying to get on it earlier, the better that you can, because it's sometimes hard with those stress type issues.
Wonderful advice, Tony. I know that can be difficult sometimes, so it's always good to go through everything you possibly can, reach out to people like yourself and to people around you, maybe even an old superintendent, like you said, who knows the site history, because a lot of that stuff could be preventable, and a lot of that stuff is good learning too. You'll be able to take care of your course over the years much better. So this wraps up another Ask the Agronomist segment featuring Dr. Tony Goldsby from the Andersons.
So what's the timeline in your head? I mean, when do you think you're going to have some form of operational golf course? I know the driving range is already up and running and all that kind of stuff like you mentioned, but what are your thoughts on, some of the holes out there?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just be pretty pumped if we have something that resembles a golf course by, close to mid-end of summer. Also, the plan, I forgot to mention, big part of the plan, I kind of mentioned that I was looking for Airbnb. We have really nice golf courses in the area, and by no means do I think that I'm like try to come compete with the nice golf courses that are around. Um, so I'd like to really turn it into a kind of a destination golf place where people can come stay, kind of use this place as a little bit of a practice place, kind of be a private four-hole thing for now. And then, go hit some of the nice golf courses, which are, Belgrade is 25 minutes away. That's always voted, if not first, then top three nicest public courses in the state. And then we have Sugarloaf. There's some other cool ones that are probably a little bit less known. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. Hopefully by the end of summer we have a building going up and a golf course to play.
Yeah, that was my question, about are you guys going to have a building where you can have alcohol sales and some food and that kind of thing, so it turns into like a full day at the course?
Yeah, so we did renovate the old pro shop that was there. I have some pretty cool before and after photos of it just falling apart. And then my mom did her thing with she's been flipping houses for the past 10 years and taking trash and turning it into something nice. And she did that with the pro shop and just got our liquor license, so we'll be able to sell beer
There you
next.
go.
And we'll set up some good outdoor areas and got a lot of range improvements that I need to do too. But yeah, hopefully, kind of a third of the property turns into, a really cool hangout spot and people can, either work on their game or just hang out, hang out and have a couple beers or whatever. And then the other remaining part of the property, it would be the idea is to be private to people staying there at a Airbnb short-term rental.
That's awesome. So I worked with my dad when he owned and operated his golf course a while back, and that certainly had its moments. Talk about working with family and the interactions there and challenges and joys and all that.
Yeah, no, I'm super close with my parents, and I've been doing my own thing for the past 10 years, and think they've been pretty they were pretty skeptical when I was dropping out of college, but I think they're pretty happy with how it all turned out. Um, and my dad did 30 years in the Coast Guard, and he retired recently. And my mom, she's been doing her house flipping stuff. So, giving my dad something something to do in retirement now, another full-time job. So we're all just really excited about it. It's just fun. There's a little like, they're a little bit older than me, so they tend to want to be more cautious on things. And I'm like, let's go. Like, let's freaking refinance this thing and let's put up
Yeah.
this golf course going. And, you know, it's, it's cool. Like we get to, you know, share our ideas and come to one that works. And then when we come to an idea that we all agree on, it's like go time. And it's been cool to see them do their part and me do my part on the marketing side of things and have people from all around the world paying attention to this overgrown field in our backyard. Like it's weird.
Yeah, the reach is awesome, but that's how it works sometimes. And golf, we know love stories like that, especially somebody who's willing to work hard and the fact that it's a family story too. I love that. Tell us about, if you want to, tell us about your kids and what the future looks like of them maybe growing up at something like this.
Yeah, just one baby girl right now.
Hmm.
She's a year and a half old, and hopefully she's going to be a lot better golfer than I am when she's my age. But yeah, no, that's like we're never going to sell this place. It's going to be, in our family forever. It's just really like we bought it as a beautiful piece of property, and just because it is, and riverfront along the whole thing is 44 acres. Um, and the bones are all there for just like a really cool piece of property. So regardless what happens, if I just totally fail at making a golf course and suck, then we'll still have a really cool piece of property and it'll be hers one day. So
I was gonna say get a turf book in her hands as soon as she can read. That's
Yeah.
start training that new superintendent over there.
Right.
So what's surprised you most thus far since you've taken on the property?
I mean, I would have to say just how intense the golf community has like kind of rallied around this thing. Like I probably have thousands of superintendents. I didn't even know there was thousands of superintendents, but like literally thousands of people reaching out to me with advice. Yeah, just the enthusiasm locally and to from people online has been, you know, really more than expected. Um, but as far as, actually, renovating the golf course, we really haven't made much headway in that yet. So I'm sure there will be lots of lots of surprises to come.
Lots of fun things in store. There's no question.
Yeah.
I think the whole turf community, all these superintendents are going to enjoy kind of following the journey, because you're great at documenting. That's one of your other strengths is actually putting out the media itself. And as you're kind of going through this and cutting things down and making things look more like a golf course, I think there's going to be a lot of people really enjoying kind of the journey. And you'll be able to post something and say, "Hey, I need help. What do I do?" And you'll probably have people sending you ideas or sending you products or whatever. So, it's fun to kind of rally behind something like this and see it because we're usually at golf courses with huge budgets or people with no budgets because they just have unlimited money, and to see something like this where it's a family project and you guys are working so hard, I think it's something our community can just kind of follow and really get behind.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, and speaking of documenting, next season I'm committing to YouTube long form. I did it for 10 years for the two companies that I work for, so I'll definitely be doing that next year. And I kind of wanted to wait until I was working on actual course content to start putting out YouTube videos anyway. So that'll be another lane for people to just, spend some time seeing what's new down there and watching me struggle, I suppose. But but yeah, I mean, I have done that a couple times where I've just asked like, hey, look, what's the best place to start here? And I'll get overwhelmed with messages of like, do this, do that. But it's all like, one person says go this way, the other person says go that
Yeah, there
way.
is a bit of that too. Yeah.
So that's why I was like, I need a guy that is kind of, local around here that I can just like be like, talk to this guy. Like, let's talk to a guy that does it around here and has been doing it for 40 years. So I'm excited to see see where that goes with him next season.
That's awesome. So you're obviously well versed in telling stories. I think one of the things on this side of the industry that we really struggle with is telling our own story. The superintendent, the assistant, the intern, whoever it is, telling the story about what they do and why it's important. What kind of advice do you have for the people on this side of the business to help tell their story and create their personal brand?
Yeah, I mean, the most overused word in marketing is to be authentic, but it is real. Like if you can just kind of objectively look at like what you do and think like what is interesting about this and how can I present it in a way that doesn't waste people's time and plays into like the algorithm, and it's a real thing. Like you gotta be able to do a hook, and you gotta, be able to chop out dead space with just to keep people's attention. Like it really is a game that you're playing when you're posting things. So if you can kind of try to gamify it and um, you know, learn from previous videos and say, okay, why did this work? And I look into this stuff like, okay, um the retention rate on this was 27 seconds and this one was 37 seconds. Like, where did I lose people and like why? And that's just coming from, me being a marketer for the past 10 years. But I think, just first is figuring out what it is what's interesting about what you do, finding a format that you like that you can put it out. And my biggest rule has just been, just don't waste people's time, because I think a lot of people fall into the trap of like hearing that you need to post every day or you need to post 3 times a day. And that's fine if you have, quality pieces of content to go out every single day. But I think if you don't have it, like just speak when you want to be heard. Like, um that's kind of been my thesis. And hopefully just next season I'll put some plans together to just have more quality content go out more consistently.
I
Nice.
think
Once, go ahead, Brian.
that's one of the things that I think is always funny because, I go to these facilities every day and talk to superintendents, and it's like, well, tell me what you do that's different, that's unique, that's interesting. And every single one of them's like, I don't think I do anything that's interesting or unique. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, you're doing a million things, but it's just, for these guys, it's just another day. So that's why it's cool for me seeing someone like you, Ty, that comes in that doesn't necessarily have that background. So everything's new for you. And it's refreshing to see that everything's the first time for you going out there and doing it. It's just such a fresh perspective. So kudos to you, man. It's a lot of fun to follow.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. And that probably does lend itself to, why the content works, is because, like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna try to do it. You want to follow along and see me, succeed, fail, whatever. I'm gonna put it out there. So that kind of, it's a lot easier than if I had been, working at a nice golf course for, the past 20 years, and was trying to figure out how to get people to pay attention to it now. I think I would still have ideas on how to how to go about that, but yeah, no, yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how often it's done in our industry, and now with social media and how highlighted things are, it might be kind of one of the first ones, and it brings a lot of excitement. And I think the way you kind of handle yourself, sort of putting your hand up and saying, "I don't know everything, and we're just gonna go ahead and do this here." I think that's a lot of fun. Is there one thing that you're really looking forward to this, maybe outside of the golf or outside of the property, but just kind of starting this venture with your family and creating something for your futures, or something you kind of outside of everything else looking forward to?
Yeah, well, I mean, parents have always known that, I wanted to be entrepreneurial and start a business. So I really would like to, um, I'd really like to make this property as successful as we can. So, once we see everything, kind of see our vision that we've all agreed on to do, come to fruition. And if it, works as we see it working, then, I think we can kind of take this and, bring it to different parts of the state. It might not necessarily be a golf course renovation or something, but I like the idea of jumping into something, not knowing what we're doing, but you know, we have all the resources in the world. Like, we have YouTube, we have, people's phone numbers. You can just figure stuff out. So, um, I try not to think too far in the future, but first things first is like make this property as nice as we can. It's my favorite part of the state. Maine is a pretty big vacation state. Gets, I think, like 8.5 million tourists a year. So if I can funnel a couple hundred of those people over a year, then I'll be pretty happy. And show them a part of the state that you're not gonna see on, the tour guides, or if you Google where to go in Maine, it's not going to tell you Western Maine. But I think it is a really beautiful part of the state that not a lot of people know about, and I'm looking forward to, showing people, hopefully from around the world, like, this place that they might not ever have seen before.
So you got some cool swag going on. What's the furthest away place you've had to ship some of your swag?
Um, I'm getting a lot of people asking for international shipping to like Australia, UK, Norway, Germany. Getting emails from those people because I don't offer international shipping right now. Because if I ship them, it'd be like $80 to ship them that out there.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's actually only probably I think it's maybe roughly like 65% US audience. And the rest of it is, like Australia, UK, Finland, Norway, those types of places. And yeah, it's I mean I get it because it's the internet and the internet reaches wide and I've kind of used to it, but I tell my parents I'm like, hey, the president of Finland follows us, and they're like, what? It's just funny.
That's awesome.
Well, dude, this has been really good. I don't know if you wanted to go into anything else or you wanted to tell any stories for our audience.
It's kind of just been down there, it's kind of just been what you would expect. It's like, we got overgrown grass. We got to chop it down. I mean, like I almost tipped a tractor over. Like that's funny. Like I was now old poles from that divided the driving range from the actual course, and that was like day one. Almost tipped my dad's tractor over. So like that was a
Nice,
good
nice.
start. But no, like nothing. I don't have any crazy fun stories or anything yet. But with new people showing up, like I think last season, just with the driving range open, we had someone show up from Wisconsin, which is, a few states away. We had people like, they were coming to Maine anyway, and they wanted to stop in, and which is really cool. So I think, once we have people staying at the place and it's got its own thing, I think there'll be a bunch of cool characters that, maybe I can come back on and talk about or you know, something in that regard. But so far, we're just mowing grass.
Yeah, just in the building process right now.
Yeah, yeah,
That's cool. So you can do like reshape bunkers and all that kind of stuff out there too.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
There's a few that are there, and they have like birch trees growing out of them.
Oh boy.
But the sand's still there. But yeah, I don't know. I should send it to you guys. But I did a little rendering. Because I use Photoshop and I did a rendering of where I want all my bunkers, where all the greens and fairways are going to be, tee boxes and everything. I can send it to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
really cool.
So you're living my dream. Like I'm a golf junkie. I've always wanted to like have my own place that I could just tinker with. I had a putting green in my backyard, but I traveled too much, and so it went bye-bye. It was probably in about the same state as you found the golf course when you got there
Yeah.
originally. So
Yeah, I've
it's-
been hearing that from, a lot of people, and I think that's another reason why the content, reaches so much is, I never really realized it, but I think anyone who's spent any amount of time on a golf course has like at some point been like, man, how cool would it be to do this either in your backyard or have your own one of these and like how would I set it up? And um I think that plays a big part in like why it's reaching so many
yeah.
people. Hopefully I can just, document it well enough to like make people feel like they're on the journey with me and even, take people's advice, like put out
Yeah.
polls like should we do a bunker here? Should we do a bunker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's a fundraising idea for you. You can just go ahead and like auction off holes and then give people the opportunity to just come out and build their own dream golf hole.
Design
I
their
mean,
holes. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
it. That's it.
Auction off the holes. That
That's
could
pretty
work
cool.
for
I might
you.
need a little bit more land for that, but I like that.
Hey, you know what? They can only work with what they're given. So,
That's true, yeah.
you set the parameters. This is what you got. This is where irrigation is. Design around this. Good luck. Have fun.
That's cool.
Thank you for the check.
Yeah. We make it a little bit of a competition. That'd be fun.
Hell yeah.
Got enough people that are interested in it. So yeah, you could definitely do something there.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be fun to visit. Brian, have you been to Maine?
Not yet. I mean, I'm already trying to find you on my iMaps here. So you have to shoot me a ping.
154 George Thomas Road in Chesterville, Maine.
All right. Cool.
So you
I'm
can
gonna find
actually,
it.
if you go on Google Maps, you can go through the historical or Google Earth, I mean. You can go through the historical satellite footage and kind of see what it used to look like, which is pretty cool.
Awesome. That's
Wow.
cool. So how can superintendents or anyone that wants to either, maybe come by, lend a hand as you're going through this process, how should they get in touch with you? DM you on Insta or what?
Yeah, that works right now because I'm not posting and not getting a ton of messages, but once we start posting, it's kind of hard to go through them all. Um, my email, Tye@fairwayfields.com. Had a lot of superintendents reach out there and it's been really helpful. Or, just if you're coming up to Maine and come pop by and I'll be there this summer. So, or if I'm not there, then my family's there. But yeah, get in touch.
The folks are super friendly up there. I know I spent one night in Portland, Maine. We had a hockey game. I was backing up, and the backup goalie for the visiting team sits like behind the net. So you don't actually get to sit on the bench, you sit behind the net. And the words out of these folks' mouths, it's about our players and about me and the other goalie and everything. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. And
What
then our goalie ended up letting in like 5 goals. So I had to go in, and I'm looking around like, can you guys give me a bit of a break when I go in there?
Oh,
were you playing the Portland Pirates?
That's right. Yeah, the Pirates. Yeah.
Nice.
Are they still
Yeah.
there?
I honestly don't know. I haven't been in
Been a while.
years.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I'm not sure either. They were a pretty staple franchise in that league though for a while. So I don't see why they wouldn't still be there.
well, it was like for a long time, it was Maine's only, professional sporting team that we had.
Hmm.
So like it had like a cult following in Maine. Like we don't have any huge schools. We have Orono, obviously a good hockey team, but yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. I'm
I
trying to
think
remember what the
a little
tradition
rough.
was. They threw something on the ice. I don't remember if it was fish or something like that, but they had some
Probably
crazy
lobster.
traditions at that rink. Maybe lobster. Yeah, could have been it.
mm,
Well, interesting. Yeah, if you guys are ever in the area or want to come up, just let me know. Hopefully by the end of summer here, I'll have a pretty cool place for anyone to stay.
love it.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. That would
Well,
be sweet.
this has been great, Ty. We appreciate you taking the time with your extremely busy schedule with 2 full-time jobs and a golf course to take care of. So we appreciate you carving out a little bit of time for us.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. And if you guys have any advice for me, please, I am all ears. So
We'll always
We'll
be
be in
following
touch.
along. We'll always be following along, buddy.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. We'll certainly be in touch, and I'll reach out to you here sometime soon and try and get a visit put together for this summer. That'd be great.
cool. Right on.
And free labor too. I'll come and do
Yeah.
whatever. You got
take
lots of
that.
toys to play with up there, so that excites me.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, man. You be good. Thanks, Ty. Good luck to you.
See you guys.
Take care, brother.
See ya. How cool is that?
Yeah, and a guy we didn't know too much about, right? We've seen the story online, sent him the questionnaire. He wasn't able to fill it out very well because he's not a superintendent, but my goodness, what a story. And then the fact that his
Yeah.
family's so involved too, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really neat. So love the vision and just the fact that he's willing to try. That's always my advice to anybody, that I talk to. It doesn't matter what field you're in, just as long as you're willing to try something, whether you fail or succeed, you just get started and just
Yeah.
do it. And they're just doing it. So
Yeah.
I love it.
And I mean this in the nicest way possible, but I think him being a little naive to a golf course, might help his situation because he was talking about, oh, if you worked at a course for a long time, maybe you wouldn't want to do something like that. Probably like taking on building a golf course or renovating, restoring a golf course would be a big task for somebody who's been through it. But if you're not really been through it before and your plans are to have this sort of escape for people where the turf may not need to be 10 out of 10, well, go at it, right? Like and
Yeah,
get into it, and
absolutely.
he's going to learn as he goes, and they're going to figure stuff out, and might have to hire somebody full time to actually be there every day and take care of the course. But I think they have something really really cool there.
Oh man, it's special. if I had the time and resources to do something like that, I'd be all over it.
I always said if I win the lottery, you buy a huge property, let all your buddies and your cousins all live on it, so we all have houses on it, and then there's a golf course, and it's just
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had that conversation several times with people, and it's like, I always go back and forth. Would I buy my own golf course, build my own golf course, or would I just join like 5 clubs around the country and just, travel
All out.
around?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's true.
there's a lot to be said about not having to worry about the operation of something. So build it, sell it to members maybe, and then be a part of it.
Be hands off.
So it's still like, what you built, and then you don't have to worry about it. So I don't know. It's probably a problem that I will never have to worry about.
Yeah. See, I don't even play the lotteries.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know I have those dreams.
Yeah, I know. My wife yells at me when I do, but I mean, someone's got to win.
Someone is going to win. Yeah. That's the thing. That's why you play.
That's right. Can't win if you don't play.
No.
Finally found it.
You found it on
Cool
Google
place.
Earth.
Yeah, I found it on iMaps here. So
did you know you could go back and historically look at old pictures of places?
Yeah. There's a couple different apps that you can do that on, but yeah, Google Earth or Google Maps is one of them for sure. I was just looking to see where it was on my just my iMac my Mac here. So
I want to know what happened with the second owners, because it sounds like the original guy had it dialed and then said, I'm getting old, I'm out of here, I'm going to Florida. And then
so let's do some math, right? It's 25. So if it's been abandoned, or 26 now, if it's been abandoned for about 10 years, let's call it 2015, 2016, the world golf kind of crashed out 2000, starting in 2008, small town. Makes sense.
And then COVID was right after it. They had held on for a few more years.
Yeah, exactly. But still, I mean, it's, and he's got the right mindset too with trying to do a destination spot, right? Because that small town, 500 people isn't going to support a golf course, right? I mean, well, I guess it could, but, making it a destination for people that are, want to travel in and out, and having almost 500,000 followers now on Instagram, like, he's going to get people.
Oh yeah. There'll be people traveling there.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have 4 holes built, and we're talking about going to see him.
He's got 0 holes built. He's got 0 holes built. A putting green that may or may not, be there in spring.
Yeah,
so,
but it's happening.
It's happening. It's good for him. Good for him. And like you said, if the golf thing doesn't work out, they've got a great piece of land.
100%.
And the value of land very rarely depreciates. So,
especially being right on the water there, they can do whatever they want. Yep.
Great spot. Good for him.
I love that.
Awesome. Well, good job, man. It was fun, and getting ready for round 2 at 11:30.
Yes. I got to clear some space on my computer.
Okay.
Fucking yeah. It's all these YouTube videos I haven't finished and sent you guys yet. It's taking up all the space in my. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Gotta get that done. I always
hard
say I gotta
drives.
get that done, and
just
get my next
hard drives.
That's my next move. Well, my wife is getting a new job. She's getting a sales job.
Nice.
She's gonna work for this apparel company in Ottawa, this #1 apparel company, and she's gonna sell to all the schools, basically, like in Canada. So
wow. Cool.
Yeah. So she's going to start making commission and doing all that, but she doesn't know if she gets a computer. And I'm like, well, I need a bigger computer for turf today, so you can have this one if that happens.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We'll see. Might be able to get a new laptop with a lot more space on it for everything we're doing.
Telling you, man, backup hard drive's the way to go. That way it doesn't take up space on your computer hard drive.
Might be the way to go.
Yeah. Just move everything into there. That's with all the files and crap that I got to work with. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
Except then I've got 40 hard drives full of crap, and I can never find anything.
What's on this hard drive? Fuck.
Dude, yesterday I was looking for some stuff and literally went through every single hard drive, and the one that I wanted, the one that I needed, was on one that was corrupt. And so I had to go in and buy some software online that could go in and recover files and all that. So it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun, but good stuff, man. All right. We'll catch you here in about half an hour.
See you a little bit. Did you see that guy's questionnaire? He's gonna have some stories. He could just
Yeah,
tell
I
those
haven't-
5 stories and we'll be set.
Yeah, and I just looked through Tye's real quick, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump on there and check this one out.
Well, you have 35 minutes, so you might be able to get it done. We'll see.
Yeah,
It's a record
Great.
breaker. I didn't even
Awesome.
read it, dude. I just skimmed through it and I was like, all right, he can talk about all this
Yeah,
shit.
I love it. I love it. Good stuff.
Okay.
All right, bud.
See you soon.
Catch you soon.
Okay. All right, that's going to do it for us this week on Turf Today. Thank you so much for being here. We got another good one coming to you guys next week. Keep those reels sharp. We'll see you soon.